the Tate brothers showed up in the U.S., in Florida specifically, and they did not get a very nice welcome from Ron DeSantis, and I'm kind of upset about that. Look, let's look at what old Ronnie says.
What the state do to send back to Romania or whatever?
Well, we have no involvement in that. I read about it through the media. Clearly, the federal government has jurisdiction, whether they want to rebuff his entry into the United States, and I have confidence that whether it's Pam Bondi or Kristi Noem, that they will be looking at that. I do know our Attorney General, James Uthmeyer, is looking at what state hooks and jurisdiction we may have to be able to deal with this. But the reality is no, Florida is not a place where you're welcome with that type of conduct in the air. And I don't know how it came to this. We were not involved. We were not notified. I found out through the media that this was something that was happening.
So what the hell, DeSantis? Is that the common position amongst the conservatives? And then you gotta ask the question, did Trump have a role in getting them here? So let's get a full breakdown of what happens here. Let's go with all these whack-ass mainstream media sites. Andrew Tate, brother Christian Tate, returned to U.S. after Romanian prosecutors lift travel ban in trafficking case. Andrew and Tristan have landed in the United States soil after Romanian prosecutors agreed to lift travel restrictions imposed as part of a sex trafficking case there. The brothers have denied the charges and are suing at least one of their accusers, a Florida woman who traveled to Romania for alleged defamation. The Tates are social media influencers, blah, 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 over 10 million. They describe themselves as entrepreneurs. Tate, 38. Wow, is he 38 now? Is a former kickboxer and MMA fighter. We live in a democratic society where it's innocent until proven guilty, and I think my brother and I are largely misunderstood, the elder Tate told reporters after going through U.S. Customs in Fort Lauderdale. Hey, close. There's a lot of opinions about us. A lot of things that go around about us on the internet. We've yet to be convicted of any crime in our lives ever. We have no criminal record anywhere on the planet ever. That's right. By the way, I put a poll in the chat. Do you like Andrew Tate? Their homecoming comes after Financial Times reported that the U.S. officials have expressed interest in the brothers' case to their Romanian counterparts at least twice in recent days. On the same day the Epstein list is to be released, the U.S. government is facilitating American shelter for well-connected predators yet again, said attorney Danny Pinter, who represents an American woman cooperated with the Romanian police in the case. Looks like they forgot to put who there. Typo. Quote, how are our memories so short? Epstein was also investigated and prosecuted in 2008 when the DOJ intervened to give him a sweetheart deal. Along with his 37-year-old brother, he has been accused of luring women to Romania, oh God, for sexual exploitation in a 2022 case in which prosecutors suffered a major setback after the judge found there were too many problems to bring it to trial. The brothers could not immediately be reached for comments, but they have denied all criminal allegations and in court filings called the American woman a false accuser. In a second criminal case opened against them in August 2024, they're also being investigated for alleged trafficking underage girls. Here we go. They are dual citizens of the United States and the United Kingdom, but have been living in Romania, where authorities warned they are still required to show up in court as the case proceeds. In the UK, they have also been accused of failure to pay taxes, and Andrew Tate is expected to be extradited there on charge of sexual aggression after the conclusion of his Romanian case. They sued one of their accusers in Florida, accusing her of defaming them, and she filed a countersuit earlier this month, calling them self-confessed webcam pimps and pornographers who made their first $1 million from lying and deceiving women. Okay, but lying and manipulation is not a crime, or I would even say manipulation is not a crime, right? So what the evidence shows, like what we know for sure, yeah, they did webcam stuff. Yeah, not the most ethical thing. All right, they are well-spoken dudes, good-looking dudes, have a really easy time influencing women, okay? They socially manipulate women into doing this webcam stuff. Okay. Again, not ethical, not the best field to get into, but not forcing anybody to do anything against their will, paying them for it, right? No actual sex for money exchange is taking place. Pretty much the same thing as porn. Probably not even as bad as porn, I would say. So ethical, nah. Manipulative, yeah. Illegal, don't see it. Don't see the evidence yet. Like they had a few witnesses or allegers, never showed their face. We have a ton of women coming out in their support saying that they're great guys and like they might speak tough sometimes, but they're super nice and actually care about the well-being of a person. I mean, am I on a freaking island here? Am I the only one that feels this way? Let's see. What do the women in here think? Let's see. Is Texas woman in here? Is Miss D in here? Is Steph in here? Is Denise in here? What do you guys think? Thanks, Ultra Lawyer. Says, Brandon, loving you in the main pod. You're a great replacement for obnoxious Adam. Thank you. And like I said the other day, the more of you that get in that chat during the PBD podcast and say that, the more likely it is to happen. So keep the support coming. It means the world to me. Deeply appreciate it. The only thing I can control is working hard and improving. So I'll do that on my end, and you put the word out there on your end if you want that to happen. But much love. Thank you. Denise, what is up? Denise, do you like Tates? Do you like Tates? Ty Hacks Pro says yes. FRF Adam, more Brandon, my man. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, you guys believe so I didn't even realize during the podcast the other day that Adam called me a pussy during the podcast. Like I didn't hear it. Amy didn't hear it. Rob didn't hear it. Vinny didn't hear it. But I saw people saying it in the comments after. I'm like, what the fuck? He did? So I go and I see that, and I spoke to him about it, and I'm like, dude, like, what are you doing? We were having like a debate, and then you just lob that out there and like don't even hear it. But like, it's a weak ass thing to say, like in a forum where like there's not going to be a physical consequence of it. Like that's one of the biggest problems today is that for the majority of time, if you said something like that to somebody, like you'd automatically have like a physical consequence, and like it's the more hardcore the further back you go. But in a like civilized society, it's a strange thing where people who probably wouldn't have said stuff like that like 100 years ago when there could have been consequences, like just lob that out there right now. And it's stupid, and it's a like what we're having like an actual debate about something, and then you start name calling because you don't have anything else to say. But you guys aren't surprised about that from him. Anyway, I digress. We're talking about Tate. Do you guys like Tate? He needs to get butt plugged. Let's see. What are you guys saying about Tate? Tate. LMG agrees. Yes, at least you're not gay. Ha. Nope. Thank you, Satoshi. Denise says, if the women are not complaining, then I have no problem. Yeah, so I mean, Denise, I don't know if you know this, but I went to Andrew Tate's house in 2023, and we were like the first ones to interview him after he got out of jail, aside from BBC. And that was like my second month working at Valuetainment, and it was freaking insane. Like we go to Romania with a crew of I think maybe like 8 or 9 people, and I think there's even a video of this. Let me see if I can find the video. I think it's on Rumble of me showing up at Andrew Tate's house. Let's see if I can get on Rumble here. Andrew Tate PBD. Yep, here it is. You guys are gonna laugh at this. So this is my second week, or no, excuse me, my second month of valuetainment.
Let's talk about ivermectin. For
Oh,
decades,
God.
it's been a trusted FDA-approved medication to treat parasitic infections.
Come on, Matt.
Introducing the Ungun, the non-lethal self-defense platform. Lightweight and simple to use. It uses
The fall from grace for Matt Gates, by the way. All right, so we're on the right one. You guys are seeing this? Okay, look.
Society
T, can you go out here?
must include is no object.
Look, so
Without even looking it.
Oh, that's too cool.
You keep it in
they're
your
waiting
pocket.
for us to get there.
The guy said,
Look,
Yeah.
look who this
"Good,
is
I
right
watch
here.
Psychopaths.
Look who's at the door.
I'm about to find out.
Look who's at the door.
Hey, you guys here with Patrick, yeah? Oh, value the
There he
t-shirts,
is.
Oh, yeah, they're good, man. They're good. Kristen, nice to meet you.
That's
Kristen,
me.
Nice to meet you. Please come in. Come in. They're cool. If he was your own personal driver,
I'm
I'd
just
let him
like-
in, but I don't know him.
I'm just like, this is unreal. This isn't
So, come
happening
in,
right
I'll show
now.
you where the
Keep in mind, 2 months before this, I'm freaking just hating life, knocking on doors in Connecticut, selling solar. Everybody's telling me like, oh, see, you shouldn't have tried to do YouTube stuff. See, like, you know, everybody tries to do that, but you shouldn't have done it. You should have just kept doing what you're doing before. And I'm like, F you, I'm gonna make it work. And here we go.
certainly the interview with Andrew is going to be happening.
Ta!
Wonderful. Wonderful. Never been better.
And I'm showing this to make a point, by the way. I'm
I
not
don't
just.
know where exactly you want to set up. I
There's
imagine
Tate.
the conversation between Patrick and Andrew is going to be held in here.
And the AC, and then they're gonna be able to hear us, it'll be tougher to communicate in such a small room. I think outside of your guys' two best friends. Yeah. This table?
Anything you want.
Okay,
Whatever you think looks the best.
cool. Yeah.
And we can also rearrange anything.
So we're thinking Pat at the head, you're next to him, Adam across from you. Is that all right with you?
100%. Whatever you think's best.
Cool.
It's the BBC interviews.
I know Pat doesn't like his back. Fine.
You guys are the boss. Men can wear me and we. How are you? Because right now, yes, that Victor train right over to the good time. My hand. We haven't heard now. I think I like the better plenty of blue layer words.
Is another word I like to use.
What is that?
I love that. So right here, I'm asking Andrew Tate. I'm saying, hey, Mr. Tate, I want to run for president someday. Can you teach me how to speak as elegantly as you do?
Word, like I use perspicacious a lot. Indefatigable, I use a lot. I have favorite words I use.
Compendious is one of your favorite words.
Compendious is another word I like to use.
What is that? What is that?
Compendious means presenting information in a concise way.
Oh, wow. Compendious.
So I'll often say like I'm a professional. I'm particularly compendious and I'm concise.
Gotcha.
I'll say that I'm a professional. I'm particularly compendious and I'm concise, and then I'll make my point. So regardless of what the point is, before I've made the point, I sound like a genius.
Right.
So, Andrew, do you have like a
But I will never ever next day. Look to my face in 34 years.
Tristan, the way
Look there. In case you think I'm lying, the fucking Adam had to scheme his way in there.
he described you today was something else.
Give it a shitload.
Anyway, you get the point. So, but I show you that video because the point I wanted to make is that there are a lot of women there that were living with him, and they all seemed super happy. Like they all seemed extremely happy to be there. None of them were like looking like they were in distress or anything or upset. Like they all looked like they were super thankful to be in his life and, you know, happy, treated well, very polite, very upbeat and all that. I mean, that's what it is. Like, yeah, you hear from the ones that have positive things to say. You don't hear from the ones that have negative things to say. They're always anonymous. So, like, if there was an abundance of women coming out saying negative things in a public way, then I'd feel differently. But there's not that. And, you know, when that's not the case, then, like, why? You know, because if one does it, then more are going to do it, then they could sue. But if they do it falsely, then they could be sued. So whenever things are anonymous like this, I don't have a lot of faith in it. I don't trust it. And like the number that are coming out saying positive things far outweighs the ones that are saying negative things anonymously. Ew, what the fuck is that shit? All right, so is that the end of the article? Yeah, that was the end of the article. But why the hell is DeSantis coming out and saying this? What is he doing? He's been saying a lot of weird stuff lately, like that, and that is freaking he wants his wife to run for governor. Let's see, is there anything else on this? What is the poll saying, by the way? Do you guys like Andrew Tate? 60% yes. For the ones who say no, why? Why no? Dude needs to get butt plugged. Are you talking about Adam or Tate? So you say he admitted to pimping, but like cam pimping, like cam girl pimping. Do you consider that the same as? And by the way, if it's by force, despicable, illegal, that you should go to jail for. But if it's not by force, what's your opinion on that? Like, is it, because for me, it's an entirely different situation if it's not by force. Like, even if it's by coercion or manipulation, like pressuring, it's still not like not ethical, but not illegal. If it's by force or by threat, yes, illegal. So two very different things. Yes, I know. I know he is a sexual monster. Now, some people would take that as a compliment. What did KK say? How were they dead so long? Kids didn't check on them. I know Texas women's very suspicious. Very suspicious. Pepe B, thank you. Nice to meet you too. How'd you find the show? What method, if I may ask? Don't let him get to you. Oh, I won't. Adam, don't let, no, I had a swell conversation with Adam the other day, and we're on the same page now. Yeah, we are all good. Thought he told Rob something too. Yeah, probably. Did you guys see on the podcast today when they were talking about Jake Tapper and Tom said the Jewish thing? I was freaking dying. We might, if you did not see that, say no, and maybe I'll play that. Mahal Kita, come on. Do you just like Trump too? Tate is like an adult child type character. Yes, okay, but that's not a crime. Who hides behind PBD? Thank you, Jim. I don't think so either. That's not true, Miss D. Unless you know something I don't. No, that's not true. If that's true, it's news to me, but I'm very confident from everything I know that that is not true. But please tell me if you know something that I don't. Let's see. Yes, Adam is beta. Brandon is gossip queen for low IQ chatter. ZZZ MAGA. Thank you, Sam. By the rabbi. Adam looks up to Tate. Enough said. Yeah, because he tried to jump onto the red pill thing and was like a poor man's version of it. Yeah, it's kind of a bit. He's much nicer in person. And yeah, I think he says what he actually thinks on camera, but like pushes it a little, like makes it sound a little bit crazier than than what he actually thinks for the reaction. Like he likes to get a reaction from people, and he's really good at it. Puke. I appreciate the effort though, Denise. Where are you traveling if you want to share? Don't feel pressured to, just making conversation. I remember I traveled, I told you guys before, I've done cross-country trips, drove through freaking like Kansas, Arkansas at certain points, and it's creepy out there when you're driving through the freaking boonies. I don't know if I told you, Cam messed with me one time. We were in like, I don't know, like East Bumfuck, Nebraska or Kansas or something, one of those crazy places, and like we're just in the middle of nowhere with like like those windmills and freaking those silos, like those wheat silos next to the farms and stuff. We're just at this like one gas station, like in the middle of nothingness, and he's putting in the gas, gets in the car, he's like, oh my god, dude, I just put diesel fuel in the car. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, the thing was labeled wrong. Like it looked the same. Like, oh my god, we're so screwed. We have to call somebody and have them like take the gas out of the car. And I'm like, oh wow, this couldn't have happened at a worse place or a worse time, because it's midnight in the middle of nowhere. And 2 minutes later, he's like tells me that he's messing with me. And was never like so happy to learn that something was a joke in my life. But yeah, it's creepy out there when you're traveling in the middle of nowhere.